Read the disclaimer. Hello everyone, and for this video, we'll be reviewing Hasbro's Beyblade X Soar Phoenix launcher set. So I do want to mention a huge thank you and a shout out to Zero Burst. Not only did they help me get Hasbro's Beyblade X, but they have a YouTube channel, which you better subscribe. If you do not subscribe to Zero Burst and follow them on Twitter and check them out and support them, I will destroy Soar Phoenix. I will kill it. I will kill it with my bare hands. However, Soar Phoenix. So this is a pretty awesome thing. Normally, Hasbro never really did string launchers, so to kind of see them basically do the same thing as the BX23 launcher set, I think is really, really cool. So in this, you basically get pretty good value. I'll just say that at the start. It's honestly, I would say, if you are getting into Hasbro Beyblade X, this should be a contender for your #1 purchase, and we'll kind of go over that. But it's very exciting to take a look at this. This is a Bey that is very, very important to the Beyblade X meta, so let's kind of open it and take a look. Okay, one thing I actually do want to say, I am a little bit sad there is no Let It Rip on this box. I understand that probably they couldn't just because of how the design is. It's just, you know, like, it's fair enough, eh? I'm not really one to complain on like something like that. I don't know. I thought it was cool to not have it on here is kind of weird, because you kind of want consistency for your packaging. This is, okay, all of the stickers on this look kind of like off-placed, whatever, but beautiful launcher, your bottom parts, and yo, this is post zankye here. Okay, I want to do something really funny with Hasbro. How did they mess this up? This doesn't affect performance or anything, but one, visually this does look, even if I swap this right now, yeah, even visually, like the prints you can just see on the Hasbro one. I don't know if it's maybe like this display thing, it looks a little more faded, and dude, it's not even centered the graphic. Watch, if I get this on here, this is easier to compare. Actually, yeah. How did they mess this up? How does it actually, I'm genuinely curious. One, it is more foggy. Two, how do you mess the sticker in the thing? Listen, it doesn't affect performance. I think it's a funny failure of quality control. I'm like, yeah, that's GG's. I just thought, like, that's kind of... So now that we got our part by part, we're gonna go over to the blade. And we'll actually just give a quick breakdown of how the parts work. Obviously, your blade is the main part that makes contact with your opponent. Your ratchet determines both the height and the amount of sides. That factors into your burst resistance. And your bit also determines partially the burst resistance and also your movement pattern and type of bey. But now, Soar Phoenix for the blade. So it's actually funny because the original name was called Phoenix Wing. I do believe there is a reason localization why they had to change it to Soar. I don't know if I would have picked the word Soar for it. That sounds nice, but I don't think it's really in the theme of Beyblade X for the naming system. But yeah, localization's a little bit rough. But either way, what are my thoughts on this blade? Well, let me tell you what's really good about this blade. This blade was advertised as like the big boss, basically, of that month. It's basically heavy. It's way heavier than the average Beyblade X blades, like near about 38 grams on the average. It has a very nice coat of red paint, which looks very pretty to look at. And overall, it's a pretty menacing blade. What really makes this blade good is mostly the fact of its heavy weight. Like, the shape itself is okay, but the weight really makes up for it. You can basically use this on any real attack setup and have a pretty good time of winning in attack matchups generally. It's really good for stamina stuff, kind of. It's mostly because it doesn't have good stamina, but it hits really hard, so it has the ability to kind of have good stamina and maybe win. But also the defense is pretty good when you get it. Like, if you get this on a ball or an orb setup, you can probably tank attack pretty well. So it kind of even has a mix of defense. Like, it almost hits every category you want for a Beyblade to do. It has a lot of good purpose and use. And overall, I think it's pretty strong. I think some weaknesses are generally, maybe if you battle against blades that are going to get closer to a similar caliber, the stamina is not too crazy. But overall, it's honestly one of the best blades in Beyblade X right now, both in the Japanese meta currently and right now, because this is literally day one. You don't have It's so crazy that like Phoenix is just right then and there, so it's probably going to be pretty interesting to see how the meta starts off with this blade, but nonetheless, we have our Ratchet 960. So what makes 960 probably one of the best Ratchets, first of all, it's low height, which means you're not on that taller height, so it's not going to be as hard to burst you, but 960 is very, very rounded off. It has more or less, I would say, pretty consistent stamina compared to the other Ratchets, but the burst resistance is what really makes this good. It's probably the best Ratchet to use just to not burst in the 60 heights. It's really, really consistently good. What isn't consistent, segue, is Gear Flat. So Gear Flat's ability is pretty interesting. Basically all the gears are extended to the bottom, and it basically speeds up like crazy and has insane attack power. So while this is probably maybe the most craziest bit for pure attack, its weaknesses are, one, obviously the stamina is not going to be good compared to, let's say, flat bit, or even, let's say, something like a taper or a point. But two, you do have a pretty big self-KO risk, and especially if you are considering this in the Hasbro Stadium, yeah, I would try to be very careful how we launch this. But if you want to basically gamble and try to go for crazy attack, that could be viable. Alrighty, quick thing to go over. In Beyblade X, you can see right here that this part has strong resistance because of this part of the shaft that is a lot thicker, and basically what that means is in Beyblade X, to burst a bay, at least one of the ways would be that you have to make the ratchet basically untwist. So if I have a bit with low resistance, because there's nothing there on holding it, it's easy to burst. However, if let's say I get something like Gear Flat, it's going to be a lot harder to untwist. There's a lot more resistance there. So because this has strong resistance, it's at least something to consider. It doesn't mean every single bit of strong resistance is amazing, just in the sense, you know, things to consider when you are working on your Beyblade X combos. Alrighty, here we have our wonderful red string launcher. So first thing just to really compare real quickly, because this is really cool that we got a string launcher release, because usually Hasbro just skips out on this, so to see them actually do this, respect to Hasbro. So actually, there is a slight difference visually in the texture, just a little bit, like, just I think like, there's like the smallest color, actually you can kind of see a little bit here, because this one's the Hasbro. I don't know how to describe it. It's not as saturated, maybe, would be the best way, but in terms of pulling, just to kind of show the difference. Launchers generally just have quality control difference. I would say this is more, I mean, it feels pretty close. It kind of feels a little bit slow in retracting. So I'm not too sure when people get Soar Phoenix, let me know, is this in general a Hasbro thing or just a quality control thing with string? Because obviously I think there's some factors they can't control. Also, I do have to point this out. They do have a slot for a grip, and Hasbro famously is not known for releasing grips. Hasbro, I'm just saying, listen. I'm sure people in the comments will say they'd probably be interested in grips. I think it makes sense. If you're going to adapt this launcher and you're keeping that little slot there, hey, why not do it? Why not do it? But yeah, string launchers versus winders. So string, first of all, the launcher count, I believe, is the highest overall. Now, your benefits here, and launcher count basically means how many rotations is here. Your benefits here compared to winder is that winder, you have to exert a lot of force in general. But with string launcher, you can do it with more ease without having to waste so much effort. Like, you get similar launch strength, whatever, like similar power levels of a spin. So overall, string is benefit. Like, I use string here and there. I like winders, you know, just for the feeling, but I think string is fine. Like, both are valid. It's not like, oh, this is not superior or whatever. I think it's just, it's good for what it is. Okay, we've got our scale set up here, and more or less visually everything was pretty much distinct. Like, I didn't notice any much of a color difference. If there is, it'll be small. This is one of my Phoenix wings. It's not as heavy as I would like it to be. My OG one's a little bit heavier. This is more or less the ballpark. So Soar Phoenix. Oh shit, wow, I guess I got the short end of the stick there. Damn, that's crazy. Well, that's RNG anyways when you're pulling. Like, not everyone's gonna get it's gonna be super, super heavy, so I understand just not getting it. Either way, 960 is about 6.21, and then after 2.3. Yeah, if you get like a heavy Phoenix wing, that's gonna be like, or sorry, Soar Phoenix, that's probably gonna be that 38 gram range you'd like. If Hasbro one is a little bit consistently on the 37, that's a little bit interesting. Yeah, but I noticed, anyways, the Mold 2 Phoenixes I have gone a little bit lighter, but I think that's just RNG, because anyways, 46.22. This looks so beautiful visually, dude. I cannot wait to shred the paint on this and just be like, well, it's dead. I think that's the fun of it though, eh? Yeah, but that's kind of it. I cannot wait to use this shit and just have some fun. And I want to see how Gear Flat does actually too, so yeah. Alrighty, I'm joined here by the Contemplator. This is my mother. Let me first launch Soar Phoenix. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. So I'm gonna first go kind of light, and we're gonna kind of up it. So basic, okay, now let's go kind of medium. Expect it, let's do like hard. 3, 2, shoot. So same Phoenix, same self-KO, so be careful with your launch strength, I guess. Okay, Tusk Mammoth, we'll do, I don't know, 2 battles per baby. 3, 2, shoot. I actually don't know how hard I should be launching. Wow, an extreme finish. All right, I don't know. I feel it's dead. Do you want to do another?
Yeah, one more.
Okay, 3, 2, shoot. No contest at all. Okay, next up, let's try Arrow Wizard. I cannot wait to kill this. I cannot wait to destroy this bay. 3, 2, 1, let rip. So I kind of just did a flat launch here just to kind of see. Oh, you didn't get KO'd. Okay, so that's 0, 1. Okay, let's try it again. 3, 2, 1, let rip. That's 3, 2, 1, let rip. 3, 2, 1, let rip. The Unseen X. It's a force of nature that I can't control. Doesn't matter good or evil. It'll just act on its own when I call it. 3, 2, 1, let rip. The Unseen X. Extreme Dash. 3, 2, 1, let rip. Hello? Don't rip. Let it be known, you were saved by these walls of the stadium.
I wasn't safe, I died. I lost.
Yeah, but you could have gone 3, 2, 1, rip. Scythe Incendio.
Really?
Incendio. 3, 2, 1, rip. Oh my god, it went up in the air. Wow. Now, oh my god. I don't know.
I already went down and then you took me to the...
I don't know. I still saw you spinning. 3, 2, 1, rip. Amazing.
It's not amazing.
It's, oh my god.
It's not amazing.
I'll give you one more.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, rip. The Unseen X. I didn't even have to. 3, 2, 1, rip. 3, 2, 1, rip. Because you have to adjust to the stadium, so it's okay. No sword-drawn battles in this video, unfortunately. 3, 2, 1, rip. The Unseen X. Okay, yo, I'm just making sure you know what not to do. Okay, 3, 2, 1, rip. Okay, do that.
Okay.
Well, no, we're done.
Okay.
You want to do one more?
No.
Okay. Wait. Just one round only with this.
All right.
So it's all or nothing, all stakes.
Oh, okay. I like that.
3, 2, 1, rip.
I think it's mine.
Oh!
I just opened my mouth.
Alright, we are finished. I want to say good job. Alrighty now, what are my final thoughts? Yeah, this has very, very good value. I think to say otherwise would be very silly. You get a very strong blade, you get a very good ratchet. The weakest part in this is definitely the bit. It's way too inconsistent for battling, but overall, if I'm getting into Beyblade X, this should be the thing that you should be purchasing because this is very, very strong. Like, it's just tough, man. It's tough. But that being said, if you are new here, hey, subscribe to the channel and comment your thoughts, and check out mallofbeys.com. We sell the Takara Tomy Japanese products. It is an optional way to support the channel. It helps keep the channel alive. I appreciate any support regardless. And yeah, wrapping up, what videos do you want to see me do with Soar Phoenix? I have a pretty big plans actually with Hasbro X stuff where I want to do it, but yeah, I think it's really, really cool to see them actually do a string launcher, because like in Burst we only got once, and even just get it like this. Like, this is already pretty good enough, even if they reprinted this years later. This is like good. I like this. Oh yeah, also, things go without saying, obviously the paint will wear down if you use it, so be warned. So if you get PTSD, like, oh god, the paint's gone! Then yeah, probably get one for collection also. I don't know, if you just want to stare at it. I prefer to have the paint kind of like chipped off because, you know, it's like battle scars. But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Take care and bye.